I was recently sent by the vendor this little box. It says gift for you of junk journaling supplies, and they asked me to open it and review it for y'all. So I'll pop the link down below. I haven't opened this, so I'm gonna now open it on camera and we're gonna see what I think, and then maybe I will get to use some of it. So let's make some magic together. Okay, so we have a lovely gift for me. Gift for you, it says. This is so cute, by the way. This box, adorable. And this was, it was $14.99. Not for me, I've sent it for free. I'm not being paid to like have, oh, interesting. Oh, it goes this way. It says it on top too. I'm not being paid for like my opinions or anything. I just was sent these supplies for free. So it includes, I want to say like 500 little pieces of things, and then this roll of glue tape, and it says premium quality, strong. So we'll test that out in a bit. So I originally talked over this whole thing in real time, like I was gonna post it in real time, and then I just decided that I could say what I had to say much more quickly and still show you everything if we just sped it all up and did a voiceover. So it comes with 6 little packs of these like square and rectangular papers, and I think they're all really cute designs. Actually, one pack is kind of weird. We'll get to that one in a minute. But I'll still use it in scrap collages. So that's kind of what I decided, is that like a lot of these I'm actually really excited to use as they are. A lot of these I'll find creative ways to use them the same way that I use a lot of my other paper scraps. I really love this floral pack. The only downside to these papers is that a good portion of them, like not half, but a good portion of them are decently pixelated, and some of them are like really pixelated, where it's like I wouldn't really want to use. I love this one though. I really love this pack. And these ones that were supposed to look like handmade floral papers actually looked really good. And I really like this one too. So I can definitely see myself using these in a lot of my different junk journals, especially these ones with writing space. I feel like I'll use in my kitchen witch journal, among other places, of course. This is the one that I thought was kind of weird. It just has like weird words on some of the cards, like the, all, yeah, so I don't know, whatever. And then it has this other pack of, well, there's a pack of pet stickers here, and these are all yellow florals, which I love yellow. I love florals, so I'm happy here. If you're not into yellow florals, you might be a little disappointed by that. And then it has this little like ephemera pack, and some of them have white borders and some of them don't. They're all on the same super thin paperweight as the other papers at the beginning were. And I think the thin paperweight is actually good for junk journaling, because we're layering up so much a lot of times that like if something is thin, it can make your whole page, or if something is too thick, it can make your whole page harder to work with. And the thinner things, there's a lot more freedom to layer without it getting too bulky. So again, I think a lot of these things are really cute. Some of them I'll probably want to cut the white borders off, but some of them I don't mind. And then a lot of them don't even have white borders. So like I said, I was sent this whole pack for free as a gift in exchange for my review, but it currently retails for $14.99, I believe. So you decide if it's worth it to you. I will say the only downside of this really is that some of those papers are pixelated, and I didn't really find that issue in this ephemera pack. It was really mostly in the other papers. And also, I really love these backing papers, which we're going to do a project with in just a second. Like, I know this was not really like part of the pack, but we're paper collectors. We like them. So for me personally, I don't know if I would spend $15 on something like this right now, because I do already have quite a collection of papers and ephemera. But I will say that if I was just starting out with junk journaling, and was like, didn't have a lot of variety in my stash, this is a really nice way to just like immediately have a whole lot of variety to work with. And also, as you'll notice in the project that I start working on, one thing that's really cool about it is that because it is kind of all part of a collection, even though there is a lot of variety within the collection, they do all go together pretty well. They're all these like vintage muted tones. So even though there's a ton of different colors,
just the fact that they're all kind of like muted in the same sort of way makes them feel like they all go together really well. So what I was inspired to do here, and as you'll see, I started working on it right away, was I really loved these backing papers so much, and they seemed like the perfect size to turn into like little tags for journaling on or inserting in junk journals. And so I thought that I would use the papers that they sent me to make some collages on these cardstock backing papers and turn them into tags. So I just kind of used the color that was at the header of each one to inspire my selection of papers for each one. And then I covered all the white space on the front, and then I covered all of like the writing and the barcode and stuff on the bottom of the back. And then some of them I added a little bit of paper at the top too, just to kind of balance it out aesthetically. Yeah, and then so this is one of the ones where I'm doing that. I really love this little floral paper. I actually really love a lot of these papers. I can't lie. And then here I'm just cutting it into a tag shape. I like to cut off the one corner and then use that as a template for cutting off the other corner so they match. And then I cut off just a little bit of the top to kind of balance out the shape and create the shape that I wanted. And here we are moving on to the blue one. So again, just pulling from a bunch of these different stacks to just cover all of this white space and create a fun little scrap collage that makes me really happy. And I figured I would, I guess you could go through like the ephemera pack and add focal points. My vision for these was that I would have like tags with cool backgrounds without focal points on them, so that then as I want to use them in my journals, I can use focal points that are appropriate to whatever I'm going to journal about on the back. And so who knows what I will use these for. I feel like I might use some of these in my Kitchen Witch cookbook. I might use some of these in my regular junk journals. I might even end up including some of these in journals that I sell. I just put them in my tag and journal card folder by my desk for now so that I have them to pull from. But I do really like them, and I'm out of the backing papers now. I used the 6 that came with the pack. So I considered this project kind of wrapped up. But I will say I like how these turned out so much that I might just like do more of this sort of thing on other backing papers. Like I just really like how the collages turned out. I think they look really good. And I think I was saying this earlier before, but like even though there is a lot of variety in this pack, like you have all these paper textures, you have these florals, you have these like graphic florals, but then you also have like the papers that are like clearly scans of handmade paper with actual floral inclusions. So you have that, and then you have like these vintage paper scans of like the graph paper and the lined paper and the ledger paper and those sorts of things. There's some that look like vintage postcards. So like I said, there is a lot of variety, and because it is all kind of part of the same collection, even with that huge range of variety, they still all somehow kind of go together, which I think is really cool and makes it easy to play. It's like to find pieces that play well together. And I feel like with scrap collage, sometimes like if you're pulling from an actual stash of like miscellaneous scraps that you've just collected, it can be difficult to find things that actually go together well. And I was definitely not having difficulty with that with this pack. I did use my Yoo-Hoo glue stick for pretty much this entire project. So I'm not really a tape roller gal. Nothing against tape rollers. I just feel like with something like scrap collage, you really want like every edge, or at least I do the way I do it. I really want like every edge really well secured down. So for a project like this, a tape roller wasn't something I was going to go for. But I will say I did use the tape roller later that evening when I was adding something to my new Kitchen Witch cookbook, and it worked great. The only problem I have with tape rollers, other than that sometimes they're not always very good, but this one seems to be fine, is that sometimes if you're working on more delicate papers or like dyed papers or whatever, I've found that the tape roller can like pull up a layer of the paper instead of laying itself down on the paper. So it's almost like too strong. And I actually did have that happen briefly with this one. But like I said, I don't think that's like a fault of this tape roller. I think that's just a fault of tape rollers in general. And I think if you're just trying to like place papers down in a junk journal, like to create a layout or whatever, a tape roller is actually a really nice thing to have around. And like I said, I did use it in my Kitchen Witch journal. And I was able to fix where it like tried to pull up a little bit of the back layer of my paper just by rolling backwards and like pulling up and trying again with firmer pressure. It was all fine. Everything turned out okay. So no real worries there. I really like how this pink one came out, but if I'm being honest, I really like how all of these came out. I'm really excited to use them in my journals. And I feel like I've pretty much covered all the bases of everything that I had to say that I wanted to share with you about this. So like upsides, great variety, not too thick, not too thin, like really cute designs, colors go together well, feels like it's all part of a set, but doesn't feel like it's all like matchy. So I call those all pros. And then like cons would be that some of the designs are kind of pixelated to where I don't feel like they're really usable as what they're supposed to be. And then it might be like a little thin, I guess, for some people's liking. Like you can kind of see the barcode and stuff like peeking through some of the papers on the back when I do it, but honestly, I don't mind that. This is junk journaling. I feel like the layers and the see-through bits is kind of like part of the whole aesthetic and makes it kind of fun. Yeah, so I had a lot of fun playing with this, and I think that someone who is a beginner or is just like trying to build up their stash would find this really fun to play with and would find this a really great place to start their collection or just like build up their stash. And yeah, I'll pop the link for this product pack in the description of my video. It is an affiliate link, which is not, they didn't like ask me to post an affiliate link, but they didn't say that I couldn't post an affiliate link. So the link I'm going to post is an affiliate link, which means that you won't be charged any extra money if you use it, but I might, if I hit like some sort of critical mass of clicks or orders, I might eventually make a teeny tiny infinitesimally small commission off of your purchase. So no pressure to use that link if you decide you do want this, but it's there for you. So that is pretty much it for this video. I'm just wrapping up this last tag here, and then I will show you what they all look like together, because like I think these would all be fun to use separately, but I think these all go together really well, and I'm really excited to use them in my journal. I love them. They make me happy. This was a really fun project. This was definitely a really fun project. And definitely something I would do again. And I definitely see myself using papers. I think I said that I actually, like after I recorded this, I already have used some of these papers in my Kitchen Witch cookbook. So I definitely see myself using these papers and getting a lot of use out of the different variety here. Both doing more projects like this and also just using them as like little writing spots and layers and pieces and fun things like that. So there you go. If you are interested in this pack, I will pop the link down in the description. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, folks. Bye.